depends on acceptance and respect of the separations of power between the executive, legislature, and judiciary. The country works best when the separation of power is respected. In that context, I would have thought that you agree that the pronouncement of the highest court in the land should be accepted and respected by everyone. Chief Anyauko told Nelson Chamisa and the Zimbabweans at large on Monday, the 26th of November 2018. The point you made about dialogue can take place and should take place, but all within the context of the accepted constitutional court pronouncement. It is all very well for Chief Anyauko to be pontificating about harmony, the separation of power between the executive, legislature, and judiciary, etc. But to what point when none of these things are applicable in the real Zimbabwe we live in? Of all the people, he should know that Zimbabwe is not a democratic nation. As former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, the chief knows that Zimbabwe had to hurriedly resign from that club in 2003 just to avoid being booted out. Still, Chogam issued a statement confirming the indefinite suspension of Zimbabwe following the members' meeting in Nigeria, Chief Anyauko's own country of birth. Ever since last November's military coup to remove Mugabe from office, President Mnangagwa has made overtures to have Zimbabwe readmitted back into the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth had its own election observer team headed by former Ghana President John Dramani Mahama. Their report, like a string of other reports, condemned the election as unfair and blatantly biased in favor of ZANU-PF. The first thing was the heavily bias of the state print and broadcast media in favor of the governing party. The second was the use of incumbency privileges in a manner that unduly disadvantaged opposition parties, former President Mahama told reporters. The Commonwealth Secretariat has disbanded the team to spearhead Zimbabwe's readmission. This is a club of nations who accept and respect the rule of law, the freedoms and rights of the citizens, including the right to free, fair, and credible elections. They would not want to welcome back a vote-rigging rogue state into their midst, especially one they had expelled for exactly the same reasons. It is therefore shocking that someone like Chief Anyauko, who cares and understands the importance of each of the key democratic tenets as holding free and fair elections, the separation of power between the executive, legislature, and judiciary, etc., should lecture MDC alliance leaders and the people of Zimbabwe on the same. But he fails to do the same to Mnangagwa and his junta, the people with the power and authority and whose heavy boot of oppression is on the neck of the nation and has been these last 38 years and I'm counting. Zimbabwe is not a healthy and functional democracy. Just as President Mnangagwa does not have the mandate to govern the country because he blatantly rigged the elections. So why all this charade of pretending Zimbabwe is a democracy when we all know it is not? Why do we want the world to endorse Mnangagwa as president when he is illegitimate. Mnangagwa's legitimacy will not come from Nelson Chamisa and his MDC alliance publicly accepting his election victory, but from the majority of ordinary Zimbabweans voting for him in a free, fair, and credible election. The 30th of July 2018 election were not free, fair, and credible. And therefore Mnangagwa is illegitimate, and no amount of dirty horse trading between MDC and ZANU-PF can ever change that reality. Chief Amika Anyauko, it would have been better, better for this nation if you had never set foot in Zimbabwe. There is nothing more obnoxious than he who comes in the name of the poor, oppressed, and downtrodden, but only to betray them by betraying the truth. For here is the classical case where you either speak the truth to power or shut up.